Welcome our viewers. Thank you for finding time to come on my YouTube channel. Last episode, I promised you that I would bring up Paul because I talked so much about Paul, my youngest son, and I succeeded. Today, this is going to be exciting. Just hearing from the real person and what he went through. Okay, I want to remind you that for a year, I watched my son wasting on a mattress, sleeping flat, unable to sit up, not even to stand, unable to sit up by himself. And that is all behind us. But Paul is here. Welcome, Paul, to my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about yourself being born in Bishop's home.
Okay. Thank you for having me, Bishop, on your channel. And yeah, I've watched the channel from, you watch them and you enjoy the stories. So yeah, it's interesting for me now to be on the hot seat and try at least and explain one or two things from my point of view. Yes, yes, as you have heard, I'm Paul, and I was born in '83, and I think the last born, I believe he's the last born of in the family, and I was born a little bit after the others. The others were back to back, and for me, I came, I think, 3 years after. And basically, I've been the baby, and lifestyle, I think you know how the young ones always are treated and all. So I think I enjoyed life. I can tell you I enjoyed life. It was a good life. I enjoyed being in a minister's home. Basically is where everybody is invited. You're never sure how many people will be served dinner because obviously members will always, and people in need, and they will always come. So, and also even the time for sleeping, probably the younger years I may not remember everything. But I was, I think, informed that many times or several times I'd never had the opportunity of necessarily sleeping in my own bed. Because when you have visitors, you always jump to the other bed so that the visitor would have that bed. But not necessarily to, that was bad. Because I personally am not that kind of a person who always wants his own, quarters. Quarters. Or personally, I don't mind sharing. I don't mind having people around. In fact, I'm a people person, so I love that. So I think my early years were great. I was always the one jumping here and there, breaking the chair, doing somersaults, and obviously somehow there and here being a little bit naughty. But
so
God
you're
is
growing
good.
up. So you grew up. That's a long story, but now I told people about your sickness, your illness.
Yes.
All of a sudden,
yeah, it started, I think the first time I felt the pain, even just before now we got to the real repercussions, I started feeling the pain. I think one time we were driving from Masai Mara coming back to Thika is when I started, the first time I felt, pain on my side. And from there it graduated and became more and more.
When did the doctor misdiagnose your case? Because there's one time the doctor thought it is this. After how long?
It was during that 2009, that whole year. I was getting, taking painkillers. That's when I went to do an MRI. When he did an MRI, the results came back, and from what they saw, is that they thought it was tuberculosis of the spine because the symptoms and everything looked alike.
So that is a year.
That is a year before.
Back and forth.
Oh yes.
And then misdiagnosis.
Misdiagnosis.
So you have tuberculosis. How long did it take, the tuberculosis?
I started now taking the drugs.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what they thought it was. So I took drugs for 6 months. And instead of the pains going down, they were going up. And it wasn't easy because having pain for a lengthy period of time, you know, and you're taking drugs and it's not doing anything is not easy. So it continued like that till I think as we were getting into 2010. No, I think it was 2010. It wasn't 2009. It was 2010 when we did the MRI
diagnosis.
Yeah, it was 2010. I think March, April, right about there. Then I took drugs for about 6 months. To the end of 2010, now getting into December, is when the pains were just unbelievable. And now we needed to, I just got to that place, we need to do something about this because whatever we are doing is not working. So we started, I think it was in December. And I think the ministers in CCIT had gone to Masai Mara for a retreat. I remember that week is when, you know, you can say all hell broke loose. I don't know how it normally breaks loose, but yes.
But that time it broke loose.
It broke loose. And
there was a lot of pain,
there was
intense pain
that lasted more than 2 hours now. It was getting to the point where it's lasting more than an hour to 2 hours. And you know, and there is no change. You're taking painkillers of the highest level, and they're not doing, you know, they're not relieving.
What were you thinking this time?
You know, you ask God some questions. You ask God, you know what
is this?
Where is this leading?
Yeah.
What do you want out of me? I have a young family. I have a 9-month, I think, or 7-month-old son, and you know, we just began life. I think that's when you say you are just beginning to settle in life, and then, you know, these things happen. So the questions was, what Lord would you want? And I just got to that pain, and I told the Lord, you know what? Now you do what you want. If you want me home, you know, well and good. If you want me around, do something.
So you're not afraid of dying?
No, I don't think I was. I think I had enjoyed life.
What gave you that confidence that if you die, okay, I'll go to heaven? What gave you that confidence?
I think you have confidence in Christ. When you have confidence in Christ and what He is in you, and your purpose in life, then, you know, death is really it's just an event that will come at some point.
Was your wife affected? Did you see?
Oh yes. I think that the saddest part was really about the young family, and obviously the extended family. You know, obviously somebody dying young is not the best. But that was really the sad part. What Lord did you want? In fact, but for me, I wasn't necessarily sad for myself. It's really for what the others would miss, what the others would have enjoyed if I probably would have been around. So that's really what.
I never saw Irene, your wife, affected at all. Or she covered it. She was always joyous.
I think, let me say, the grace was sufficient. The grace at that point was sufficient. I think she was going through you know, it's all in the mind where you're not sure. You know, I've just gotten married, and you know, my husband probably would die. I don't know.
Maybe you should have her in this forum.
She probably should. She should probably come and give her experience. She hasn't expressed a lot. You know, she just gives me
little bits
at a time, because you know, sometimes those thoughts. So there are some thoughts that are not supposed to be loud.
Okay.
you keep them back. That's right.
Okay. Maybe our viewers may be interested really in hearing from Irina herself, the wife of Paul. But that is for another day. Now, tell us, after diagnosis, you went back after 6 months, and then what?
There's no change. Now the pain is extreme. It's getting worse. Getting to that point, I think I had gotten a cold, some cold of some sort, and so when I would cough, in fact, that's where it really was bad. If I would cough, then the pains would start again. So and obviously when you have a cold, it's almost goes with the coughing. So that's really when, you know, I can say the rubber meets the road. It was now, Lord, you need to do something.
So 6 months you go back to
now,
the doctor?
I go back to the doctor. In fact, you guys were in Masai Mara. I think we called you and we told you, no, things are not, things are bad. It was on a Friday, I think. So you called Bishop Mbogo. Bishop Mbogo came for me. because what was happening also, I think there was a lot of activity. Catherine was coming with McRae. They were coming to plan their wedding. So you guys were to come, but we were supposed to pick them in Nairobi that same Friday. So I think I was picked in the morning by Bishop Mbogo. We rushed to Nairobi. In fact, he took us first to a doctor, his doctor, one of the doctors he knew who had helped him during his time with cancer. And so when we went to him, then he's the one who advised us, you know what, now from what I hear, you need to, take this medicine first to try and reduce the pain. And then you need to look now for a doctor who would most likely, do a better analysis of your body. Yeah. So we went there, took some medicine, and then went back. Same day, we're supposed to get back to Nairobi to now pick Catherine from the airport.
When were you, when you went back to your other doctor who had given you TB diagnosis?
Yes.
He added you more medication?
No, in fact, what he had done is he said, because we are not sure what really is happening. Yes. Yeah, he sent me to another physician to just do a top to bottom.
Okay.
Look at, or fresh look at what is happening. So, and when I went to that physician, she did not overrule the TB. Yeah. She did not overrule the TB. So she still said, you know what, keep on taking your drugs as we investigate, because they were still not sure what was happening.
And this goes up again for 2 months?
This was now, the latter 2 months before that December.
And that is when now things...
Yeah, things went out of control. And then now from there that was a Friday, went and picked Catherine in the airport, came back home in the evening. On Saturday, we were to go and see where her reception was to happen. And that was another long day for me. And then on the Sunday is when instead of coming to church, my legs I just felt, I don't have enough strength. So we didn't come to church on that Sunday. Then the Monday after that is when now we
decided to go with you.
We decided to go
Kenyatta Hospital.
Yes, to Kenyatta
Hospital. As you are walking, I could tell your legs.
Yes.
You are throwing your legs as if they are not yours.
Yes, I got to that place where you don't think about walking, but it's something that happens like almost on automatic, on auto. And I had got to that place where I had to now think about the walking. I had to remember that my right leg has to follow the left. All of that. That became something that I would think about as I'm walking. So
we go to Kenyatta.
Yes.
We see one doctor there.
Yes.
And the doctor says, we can do this. We can take this bone and this bone, crush it, powder it, and then replace it with something.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes. And we listened to that, and that didn't sound right. I think it didn't sound right.
So let's hurry to Nairobi Hospital later on, because I told the story already to my viewers. I already told them what happened there. So we are in Nairobi Hospital later on, the same day, and we meet a doctor there. What was this? Professor somebody. Not Musau, before Musau.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Recommended Dr. Musau.
Yes.
And he looked at it, he called the MRI clinic.
Clinic.
And then they told him what they saw.
Yes.
And he said, you have to see Musau.
Yes.
That was still on Monday, same day.
In fact, what happened is that the doctor in Kenyatta recommended for a new MRI.
Yeah.
Then when we did the MRI, we were to see Dr. Mus. We were to see. He was a doctor, a professor who deals with trauma, something to do with trauma. Yeah, and after he was informed, then he said, you know what, this is a neuro problem, because he said in his own study and the many years he has never seen tuberculosis, reducing strength to or behaving as it was doing to my body. And so yes, that's when he booked for us the next day, which was Tuesday, to see Dr. Musau. Yes.
And the next day, it's when you entered the car, you could not come out.
On Tuesday, yes, early morning, we wake up, we were supposed to leave. I walked to the car, got into the car, I drive to pick the results in Nairobi. We get there and I
couldn't walk.
I can't get out of the car.
Your legs were numb?
All of them numb.
Paralyzed completely?
Yes.
Up to waist?
Yes, up to my waist.
And as you said, you could feel the numbness climbing up through your stomach.
Yes, yes.
And by the end of Tuesday evening,
it was at the rib cage.
It was the rib cage.
Yes.
And for me, thinking at the rib cage, this is going to the main organs, and this is it. So on Tuesday, we didn't bring you home. We left you. You were admitted.
Yes.
When he admitted you in Nairobi Hospital.
Yes.
And when we left you there, what did you think? This is it. This is it.
No, I was at that place where God, you're in control. You know what will happen. You are in control of if I'm gonna come out or not. But in my mind, I had no. There was no heaviness in terms of death or leading to death. No, I really felt, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna come out alive, and the Lord will do something in my life. So that's really the mindset that I had.
So we left you now. We were with you the whole time.
Yes.
So on that Tuesday night, we left you wheeled into Nairobi Hospital, one of the most expensive rooms.
Yes.
I think it was about 25,000 for that night alone.
Yes.
They didn't have any other room. But I could not imagine bringing you back through the thicker road.
Yes.
When it was under construction. It was the hardest because you were always in pain, groaning in pain. So you settled down in the hospital, Nairobi Hospital. Then you sleep there. Did you sleep that night?
In fact, I think that was, yes, I did sleep. One of the few nights that I did sleep. Because one of the things is that I had not used the bathroom for about 3 or 4 days.
What?
4 or 5 days. So I was completely, what you'd say, jam-packed. Everything was, systems were full.
Yes.
And the one thing I was waiting for when I got in there, you guys know how to deflate,
your stomach needs to be freed.
When the sewage system is clogged, there are people who know how to unclog the system.
So your system
needed to be unclogged.
Did they do it?
Yes, they did it. When you guys left, my goodness, they came in and they unplugged the system. And I was so happy because
you felt free.
You are hungry, but you can't eat because everything is full. Everything is full. It is full completely, and you can't do anything about it, and you can feel it. So when they unplugged the system, oh my goodness, that was one relief. That was one relief. Now they were at least dealing.
The relief?
The relief was waiting for the pain to go. Because the pain was continuously there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was coming, going. You know it's coming.
They didn't give you any painkillers?
They gave me painkillers. And that's how...
Very strong.
Yeah, very strong painkillers. That, I think probably they were giving me some morphine or something like that to take care of just the pain.
Were you able to eat?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. After they unplugged me, then I ate.
You were hungry?
Yeah, I was quite hungry, so I ate.
Okay, that was on Tuesday night.
That was Tuesday night.
Very late at night. Come Wednesday. They are doing tests of every kind.
Yes, they told me you are not supposed to eat because you'll be going into theater. So you need to, you just take a little bit of fruit, not much. Okay. So the whole day was more hungry.
So this time you're not thinking about death.
No.
If it comes, let it come. But there was a ray of hope that you're coming out.
Oh, yes.
You can't be 100%.
No, you know this is his world. There's a song we sing, this is my father's
world.
Yes, he does as he pleases.
Yes.
So I was ready for whatever would come. But I was more enthusiastic, more hopeful more feeling that, you know, I'm coming out of this.
So they diagnose, I mean, on Wednesday, they go in.
In the evening, in fact, I had a visit. I remember I had Mr. Maundo visit me, coming from the library. He's the one who visited that lunchtime. We had some time with him. And then from there, I think Irene came or something, just preparing me for going in. Theater. Yeah. I think they came in with Fred Geshoro and some guys there. So just before, because I think I was prepared at about 5:30, 6 o'clock to go in.
So that evening, you are wheeled in the theater?
I was wheeled into the theater. You get in there, you just see everything is white. Everything is white. The doctors are in white. Their gumboots are in white. You know, everything there, the lights.
Did you think you might be seeing angels?
No, these guys were humans, kabisa. These ones you would say, they were not angels, these ones. You know, there is a feeling of angels and then there is a feeling of humans. These were humans.
These were humans?
These were just doctors, and we started conversing.
You very well?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Talks to you very well?
Yeah, they conversed and they told me, you know
what they are going to do?
Now you're going to sleep. I remember the lady who was doing the giving the anesthesia, I think, to sleep. He just told, she conversed and told, you know, you na sasa utalala. You will sleep and you go.
When like you came back after sleeping, when you came back, where were you?
I think the first instance I remember was I was feeling pain.
Oh?
Yes, I was feeling pain. I was feeling pain. And I was being rolled out of the theater. Oh. That I remember. My eyes were still shut, but my brain was awake. Oh, okay. I could hear them talking. So I would hear Irene talking. I would hear Fred as I was being reeled out.
So you go to heaven?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
And come back?
No. That sleeping.
See, I usually think when somebody is made to sleep, anaenda mbinguni alafu anarudia mwili.
Yangu, I slept and I woke up. As simple as that. And as I woke up,
death, we are told that death is just like that. It's just sleeping.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like that. Yeah. Probably, I don't know. I will probably experience later, but I don't.
But then we are told that we shall be conscious on the other side.
That's right.
But you were not. Okay, you wake up. It's going to take you days healing.
Yes.
It's going to take you days healing.
Yes.
Now, the diagnosis was that you have cancer.
Yes.
When did that news get to you?
Now, can I remember that? I think it took, I think probably, I don't know if it was a week or so.
While you're still in the hospital?
While I'm still in hospital. I think they took a sample, and I think from your side, you and Irene and probably the family, you knew what was happening because they didn't tell me a lot. The nurses didn't necessarily tell me a lot. They just told me, you know, you are getting better. You're getting better. You need to do your physio. You didn't do your what? Because I couldn't feel my legs. I couldn't. So the process for me was more, I'm getting healed. My back, you know, the painkillers, the other pain that I was feeling was not the pain that I felt when I was coming out of.
It was different.
Of theater, yes. This was more of an injury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, more of an injury, pain.
Back.
Yes.
Our viewers, those who probably have joined us, you know, there was the operation at the back.
Yeah.
Rather than front, it was at the back, at the spine. You know, here was a swelling of the lymph nodes.
Yeah.
And the lymph nodes prevented the communication of the nerves from the upper side of the body to the lower side. So that's what we're talking about. That's a paralysis.
Yes.
That's what paralyzed you.
Yeah.
So they diagnosed you. I remember we went to the doctor's place, and the doctor went around trying to see whether we shall be affected by by the news. And we were strong enough. We said, just tell us, just tell us. We are thinking it could be this. It could be cancer. So the news around is that you had cancer, and you had the fourth stage. There's the first, second, third, and fourth stage. Within those 2 years, it had gone to the fourth stage. Tell our viewers, what was it?
Called what? I think the heaviness was not necessarily with me, I think. I think the heaviness was mostly with with you guys on those news, because by the time I think the nurse, I think it's normally a process where the family is prepared, the wife is prepared, then who will break the news. It's all this designed way to make sure that you accept. So I think the nurse came in. I remember, I think she was the nurse in charge. It's not even the other nurses who came. It's the nurse in charge who came in. And we had a conversation. We talked for a while, and she asked me what I was thinking about, what probably I was thinking I was suffering from, or that whole process. And she went through all of that, and then later told me, what, I need to tell you at least what you're going through. And it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel, all of these things. And I was like, okay, you just bring it on. And then she said, yes, now what we have discovered is cancer, and you need now to we need to start working on now curing the cancer. And I was like, okay, it's okay. If it's that process now, at least we know what we are fighting. It's easier to know your enemy, to know how to fight with your enemy, than shooting unknown, shooting aimlessly everywhere.
So
yeah,
now we know it is cancer.
Yes, now
it's fourth stage.
I think they did not tell me about what
the fourth stage.
Yes.
At what stage?
I don't think they told me at what stage. I think that probably came much.
You remember your cancer doctor?
Yes, I remember Doctor.
It was a Mrs. Doctor somebody.
She's a lady, Carrie. Yes, yes.
Carrie.
She's the one who was to
Very
now
nice.
do the. Oh, she's a wonderful doctor. She's a wonderful doctor who. I think they came in with Dr. Musao several times, just to talk, and from there I think is when now they prepare you what most likely would happen. The medicine is not as it's not as good for you really, but it has to be used to do what will happen. So you might lose your hair, you might feel uncomfortable, you might do all of these things, and it was the medicine wasn't fun. When it was being the chemo wasn't fun being administered.
I think because of time, our viewers, I just feel that we will need to really come back again here and cover the area now where Paul leaves the hospital, attends a wedding reception of his sister on a wheelchair. And then from there, this is now 10 years.
Yes.
It's 10 years. This guy is still around here. I want to hear about his calling. I want to hear about his ministry. Because there's so much that has developed in his life since that time. And what all these means, getting sick, because there are two things. There is the purpose of God in his life, and there is also the devil involved. And we will see that. So we will be having Paul again here, if you don't mind, another round, another episode. And I hope this is building you. I know we're speaking to somebody out there who was a relative, was a close person, who was undergone, who is right now undergoing a moment of grief because of sickness, one of those diseases that we fear when we hear the doctor mention. Paul has gone through it. He is here to tell us how he came through. I hope God is blessing you. Please make sure you subscribe to this, my YouTube channel. Make sure hit the bell right there so that you will be notified whenever we have an episode loaded. God bless you very much. It was nice having you and having Paul with us.
Thank you.
In this place. God bless you. See you again.